Startup product management is hard. Customer discovery, validation, market research, strategy, execution, customer feedback, persuasion, stakeholder management. After studying hundreds of business and product management frameworks over the last 15 years, here are the 3 essential frameworks that will get you into the top 1% club. I've helped numerous founders, product managers, and leaders to change the trajectory of their startups. And we always come back to these 3 frameworks. As a bonus, at the end, I'll reveal a secret key that will unlock the value of all frameworks. Hey, my name's Akash. If you're new here, I'm the head of product at a startup and coach product managers and founders to build impactful products and teams. Let's go. The Lean Canvas is an adaptation of the business model canvas. A lot of consultants and analysts use the business model canvas as a one-page template to analyze all of the fundamental building blocks of a business. The Lean Canvas is an adaptation of that for early stage products. And to illustrate the power of this framework, I filled it in with one of my product ideas, Sniff Swipe, Tinder for pets. So first we want to start by filling in the customer segments. Since dog parents will be using the app, they're the primary customer segment. We also want to partner with vet clinics, so there'll be another segment for us. Early adopters are likely to be first-time dog parents who don't know too many other dog parents. This will also cater to millennials and data-driven parents to begin with. Next, let's define the problem that they're facing. Dog parents obviously want their dogs to be happy and live a complete life, including the joy of finding a mate and having children. This is usually a process of word of mouth, using existing networks or vet clinics in their local neighborhood. This brings us to the unique value proposition. What are we promising to these customers that will make them choose us? Put simply, we're going to be building the first social network that's specifically made for dogs. This will make the entire butt matching process a walk in the dog park, catering to every fantasy that our dogs have. Now, after getting to this point, we'll actually want to talk to customers to brainstorm with them of what possible solutions could look like and which ones appeal to them the most. We'll reach our dog parent customers through the app and through vet clinics. Then we get to the revenue and cost models. We'll make money through premium memberships and we'll have a straightforward cost structure that includes the vet clinics as well. Now we'll define the key metrics that will drive success. Number of dogs and engagement of users in our case. And finally, what's the competitive advantage that we have that our competitors won't be able to just copy? For us, it's the network of vet clinics that will serve as a channel as well as a partner for our growth. And just like that, we're ready to take the doggy one-night stand market by storm. Seriously, this is a very powerful framework. Fill it in for your startup or next product that you'll be working on, and you'll get tons of insights of what are the fundamental principles and blocks that will set your product up for success. Speaking of metrics, one of the key ones for this channel is the number of subscribers and commenters. So help me to continue making free content like this by subscribing or commenting. Thanks. Rise prioritization. Next, we have a framework that will help you to prioritize the products and backlog items on your roadmap. Prioritization is one of those key skills that every product manager needs to master. But most of them just complicated with using complex models like the Kano model or trying to appeal to all stakeholders. Instead, remember that prioritization is basically about getting the most bang for your buck or getting the most impact for a certain amount of effort being put into a product. The RICE model just uses this basic philosophy and adds a little bit more depth to the impact side, since that's usually the harder one to estimate. For each feature in your backlog, come up with the following estimates. Reach. How many customers do you estimate will use this product over the next 3 months? Impact. On a scale of 0 to 3, how impactful will this product be for each customer who uses it? 3 would be massive impact that they would pay a premium for, while less than a 1 is low and minimal impact that they wouldn't really care much about. Confidence. This is a factor to account for unknowns in your estimates for reach and impact. If it's a new product or industry, your confidence may only be about 50%. But if you have tons of data and insights to back up your estimates, your confidence can even be 90%. Effort. How many person months would it take to build this product? 3 engineers for 2 months would be an effort of 6. Or 1 engineer for 2 weeks would be an effort of 0.5. And now use this formula, reach times impact times confidence divided by effort, to come up with the RICE score or summary score for each item on your roadmap. Now sort from highest to lowest score, and that gives you your basic prioritized roadmap. You can obviously make adjustments based on different objectives or strategic goals, but this should be the base which you start from. Going back to our Sniff Swipe app, here's how I would use Rice to prioritize between different features. Notice how some features where the customer reach is high but the confidence is low still ends up having a lower overall score, versus something that I have high confidence in and might be low effort tends to be higher on the prioritized list. Crossing the chasm. The third framework that you'll want to master is what Jeffrey Moore talks about in his book, Crossing the Chasm: Marketing and Selling Disruptive Products to Mainstream Customers. Before we dive into this final framework, you should know that there is a key secret that defines exactly when these frameworks are actually helpful. Just knowing the frameworks isn't good enough. I'll talk about this at the end of the video. So the Crossing the Chasm framework builds on the technology adoption lifecycle, which says that any new technology follows a path of adoption amongst different groups of customers. First, only the innovators will adopt a new technology, followed by the early adopters. Next, the early majority will begin to adopt it, followed by the late majority, and finally the last ones to adopt it will be the laggards, who are generally resistant to change. Now, the key point by Jeffrey Moore is that this is not a linear or straightforward path. After the adoption by the innovators and early adopters, there's a big gap or a chasm before the early majority and late majority start adopting a new product or technology. This gap represents a significant challenge for technology companies because the strategies and expectations of the early majority differ greatly from those of the early adopters. Early adopters are willing to take risks and are comfortable with imperfections in new technology. Early majority, however, are more risk averse and require solid proof of the technology's value and reliability before adopting it. Now, this drastic change in expectations causes most startups to stall after some initial success, and they're just not able to cross the chasm, dying out in the process. There are some specific strategies for how to actually cross the chasm and set yourself up for success, but that would be an entire video in itself. So let me do a quick rundown of the strategies and how they would be impactful and used in my Sniff Swipe app. First, we want to target a niche market. Focus on a specific, valuable segment to dominate and grow from there. In our case, we'll want to target urban dog owners who are active in local dog parks. Second, develop a whole product. Ensure your product is complete with all necessary features, support, and integrations. For us, we will provide robust matchmaking, secure profiles, and in-app scheduling. Third, we want to craft clear positioning and messaging, create compelling messaging that resonates with the early majority's needs. We will highlight testimonials from dog owners and successful playdate stories. Fourth, you want to build credibility, secure endorsements from credible sources to establish trust. We will obtain endorsements from vets and their dog trainers. Leverage the bowling alley strategy. Use niche market success to expand into adjacent markets. In our case, after urban dog owners, we will target suburban dog owners and dog daycare centers. And sixth, focus on customer success. Ensure early customers are satisfied and become advocates. We'll want to implement a robust customer success program to assist with setup and usage of our Sniff Swipe app. And now finally, coming to the secret key. This next part is really important. You want to have the right mindset when you're looking at and working through frameworks. Frameworks are just patterns. They're not prescriptive formulas that you can use to get exact answers and solutions to your problems. The true value from a framework is not the end output, but it's actually thinking through all of the inputs that are required to work through the framework. For example, the lean canvas won't assure you a successful product, but it will help you to think through all of the different aspects of the product or startup, which you might not have thought of, or you might be skipping some of the steps. Frameworks are about asking the right questions, not about getting definitive answers. For more product management frameworks, check out this video that will help you to identify and mitigate risks even before you start building the product. Thanks.